Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This is the Double Wiesel or the Super Wiesel, both of which are names that I invented for this vehicle. The reason it could be called Double Wiesel is because you have two tow missiles, or Super Wiesel because two tow missiles are better than one tow missile, plus the 30mm chain gun. So it's like a Wiesel, but it's just way more super. Or you can be boring and call it the Alvis Stormer. Whatever floats your boat. So I played a bunch of games today in Era 3, obviously, to see this thing in action. And it's quite good. Because, I mean, think about it. It's a Scorpion base light tank with that chain gun and double tow missiles. The thing that's nice about those tow missiles is that you fire one and it starts reloading the one you fired. And then after like 12 seconds of firing the first missile, you can fire the second missile. And so once you fired a missile, you're either reloading the one you fired, or when you get it reloaded, you have full ammo for both of them again. So it's very good, and you're not as defenseless as you are in the Wiesel when you fire and you wait 20 seconds. Depending. It's 20 seconds or just a hair under if you max out your reload. So you have, some positives and some negatives. The Wiesel has that defenseless period, but it's also tiny. So you can hide on some maps and be a missile sniper. So they're both very good, but play a little differently, but also similarly. The Wiesel is also a little more fidgety in the driving aspect. So it just takes getting used to. And the skills you need to be successful in the Wiesel are kind of unique to the Wiesel. And so you have to practice those. At least I did. I don't know about you. But I'm just giving you the heads up. This tank, of course, drives like a Scorpion or a Scimitar or a Scorpion 90 because it's the same base. So that should not be a problem for the driving aspect, especially with the chain gun. Being able to just, annoy the crud out of people with just this ever-present nickel and dime shot stuff going on. So it seemed to me the thing to do was to get this thing and make extensive videos for my channel. So that's what's happening. In fact, that's what you're seeing right now. And I'm going to show you I have one awesome video from a game that I played where one of the guys on my team just scored like bananas in this thing. So that would be just ideal. And then I also have a comparative clip I'm going to show you from a game where I was in a Wiesel. So that's going to be pretty fantastic. So let's get the game footage to watch that. Welcome to Nomenhan. Alright, we are going to find, there we go. This is the star of the show as far as we're concerned. Now, he did not finish his MVP in this match, but where he did finish was way the heck up there. And he had just a magnificent game. So let's look at this and see the tactics that he's using. See, this one's very important. This is the I drive through the water preparation for killing all kinds of people and damaging half the team. Nah, I'm just joking. Wow, this guy does not seem to have this set for monster speed. I find that hard to believe. It's 80 stock, and he seemed to be going 80, but you can add equipment that will make that, very good. That's interesting. Wow, this is a very inauspicious debut. He fired one shot, took a chunk of about 600 damage, 502. So, and then he was awesome from that point forward. Interesting. This is a common sniper outpost on this map, as you probably well know. What's he looking at? Ah. This is where you're going to get some business. There you go. That looked like a tag. Now that had to be the left-hand tow missile. Very interesting. I was leading the defense back there when the base was starting to be captured. And then I sacrificed myself for the good of the team. Oh look, there's my friend. Engineering architect. Wrong way. He was in this match and he's dead now. But he was running, TCM AGS. The light tank sniper. Nasty. Super nasty. And there you go. Terrific when you have multiple guys attacking. Just absolutely terrific. And another guy got the kill. That's probably one of the weaknesses of that chain gun, is it doesn't secure the kill, but man, just sets him up for the finishing shot. Well, that might have been just I don't want to say desperation, but just a luck shot. Take a shot, see if you can catch a break on the missile flight. No real expectation of hitting the target, is my guess. Nasty. Great smashing kill. Woohoo! Fantastic. And there he is, second place. It's Heshgod 183. He's the guy who went 8 with 7,500 damage and 2 kills. Pretty outstanding, don't you think? puny end of game screen. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was a solid game. You know, I got almost 2,400 damage. Defended the base. That was the key. I was one of the first guys back to help defend the base. So, you know, you come back to defend, and I got killed. It's no big deal because you contribute to the win of the team, and that's my job. Empty, no medals. Now this dude didn't get much assist damage off of that. Sometimes you get assist off of those rockets, and sometimes you don't. It's a real head scratcher sometimes, but he had a fine game. Really, really good stuff. You know, in fact, he made it look super easy, and he didn't exactly start off with a great, you know, first shot. You know, he took damage right from the get-go. Like, man, that was an outstanding job of, you know, playing within yourself, not getting crazy. It just made it look so easy with those missile sniping shots, didn't he? Okay, so that was killer. Okay, here is my Wiesel. And I'm going to show you a clip sequence from this game that I played that was really fantastic. I had a good game. My team lost. That part was terrible. But I had a good scoring game. And I wanted to show you this. I made one kill in this game, and I want to show it to you because it was pretty interesting. And just it applies to this video. So let's go check this out. All right, I was hauling butt from that guy after I drilled him. Oh, look at this freak. You want some more, Sonny? Bingo. That was fantastic. Now let's go and see if we can do this in reverse. Not reverse, in slow-mo. Awesome. There go my smoke bombs. And I slid off the side of the hill on something that I thought would be a less likely to be guessed path. So I'm coming around while my missile's reloading, and there he is right there. I'm like, man, this guy didn't give up. So we're gonna put the hammer on this dude. He's dead, Jim. fantastic. This was my end of game screen from the game on the airfield where you saw me make that crazy kill. So, like I said, my team lost. It wasn't very good. I had a really good, couple of encounters. Got in, some good shots here and there. But that kill was a magnificent kill, and it's really one of those things that's very exciting. When you pull it off, it's super cool because it's super difficult. Okay, so now it's time to score. Now, it's one of those things where this one's pretty expensive, $13,000. But, I have a YouTube channel to make videos with this tank. Hopefully this is going to work out to be really quite well. But the reason I'm getting this is because during this season, I scored 2 very lucky chests. Stage 69, I got a G-Sor from the sergeant's case. And then when I got to stage 90 and I had the private and the general chests, I got another G-Sor out of that general's chest. So that meant that was a 9,000 gold refund. So I could afford this. It's not a big deal because I lucked out and got a monster refund. So hopefully it's one of those things that doesn't bite me because something else comes up that I would get. That doesn't seem too likely. The reason that I've wanted to have this is that it's a Scorpion base, and man, I like those Scorpions. They're freaking fantastic. So that's kind of the deal that pushes me over the edge. But I wanted to test out the vehicle in combat by observing what's going on. And that game we saw was a really great example. I saw a bunch of other games that were also very good. But I probably spent 30 games, watching. Well, I was in matches playing, but I would watch people playing this thing, and it was very effective. So I think it's a thumbs up deal. So we're going to go ahead and get this dude. Goodbye G-Sor money. Okay. 1 Alvis Stormer-30 or Super Wiesel. The following vehicle was added. Alvis Stormer-30, Double Wiesel, or Super Wiesel, whichever floats your boat. So we got this Wiesel freak. So let's go check this out and let's put in the equipment, shall we? Now this is pretty basic stuff. Let's go, whoops. There's no upgrades, dummy. All right, let's go here. First thing, I always get rid of this. I don't use this. I don't even use advanced optics in Cold War because you have true vision. You can see down there, and all that does is helps you with auto lock, identifications. So it's not that big of a deal. So what's the standard reload on this guy? 35 seconds. Oh, that's such a jerk. Oh well. Well, let's use the advanced loader. Bingo. Reload now, 31.68. That's helpful. My gut reaction is that we're going to need Spall liner. This guy. For the reload. I'm going to get that reload down as low as possible, 31 seconds. Now we're going to go speed What is his speed now? 88. All right, no problems. Now the choice here, spall liner for ram protection, or it's pretty good. I'm going to have to go engine first. It's going to be interesting. Wait a second. Let's crank. Gasoline's going to jack this up to about, what, 92? Yeah, dude. Well, here's a dealio. Let's get maximum repair. Always. I put this in every tank. Enhanced rations. Because it gives you that extra crew performance in all different kinds of areas. Your vision, your camouflage, your turret rotation, your aim. You know, the list goes on. Your reload. So it's fantastic. So let's see what happens here. All right, now, what is our aim at? That's a good question. 0.32, and this is with no commander. So let me grab a commander here. These are all blue Cold Wars. That's my Wiesel commander. Probably the safest one to go with. I'm working on this VFM5. And this is my M60AX commander, another fun one. So we're going to take Wiesel Girl, Iris, stick her in the Stormer. Now let's take a look at this stuff and see, what is this accuracy? 0.27, nasty. Missiles, even better, 0.21. All right, we got, here we go. Let's look here. Turret rotation is 68.5. That is insane. Fantastic. Okay, we have accuracy during rotation is 0.8. That's very good. Reload time is down to 25 seconds. Awesome. Okay. That is all good. What do we have? What kind of bonuses do we get? All right. 14 missiles total. The Wiesel has like 24. So that's interesting. 55% silver bonus, 15% commander. And the tank bonus is another 15. That's not a big deal. At least not to me anyway. So the Bushmaster 2 gun, very good. So this is fine. What about these? Do they have premium? I guess they do. It's the same. Oh, that's a heat. I don't mess with those. What about this? Always get in there and change your premium ammo to silver. Tow 2A. What is this? I have no idea. Someone's going to have to explain this to me. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 of those in there just for the heck of it. I don't know the difference, but okay, whatever. So now, spawn liner. I want to say we should go on my Scorpion and my Scimitar. I have sacrificed maximum speed to get spawn liner. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep maximum reload efficiency, which means a minimum reload. This is the smallest reload number it can have, which is 25 seconds. You know, that's with the commander involved. So that's actually not bad. The Wiesel reload was my Wiesel reload was just under 20 seconds. So this is not bad. And the other thing is, like I said, is that this is always reloading. So while you're waiting for your shot, you fire a shot, you're waiting for your second shot to be able to launch. It's reloading while that's happening. At least that's what I observed, or that's what I think that I observed. I'm assuming that was correct. So this dude is ready to rock. So yeah, I'm going to go take this out and see what I can get. So I shall see you in mere seconds. For myself, who knows how long it'll be. But I'll be back momentarily. All right, I'm back from my adventures. Welcome to Siegfried Line. Okay, we're in the Stormer. So what's going on is that, well, this is a bad game because I got another garbage team. But that's a completely separate issue. So just trying to score. If you score and help your team, that's all you can do, because if your team is complete garbage, there's just nothing you can do. And you're going to see that right in front of your face. All right, that's a Magok. This is another Stormer. There was a guy this guy shot at, looking down here, you know, sniping down the road. There we go. Whoa. That'll make you seasick. At this corner. Now this guy was hauling it, and he's the same tank as me, so I figured, you know what? I better haul it with him. He seemed like he had a good plan of action, and he did. So one of the things I learned, it's really a lot more help when you're not by yourself. This is an okay gun, but it's not a super gun. But it's decent. So I thought this guy was doing something special. I mean, he had a pretty good idea. But there was a bunch of dudes here, and I'm like, oh man, this is not cool. So turn around. He's ducking back here. I'm like, all right, what are we doing now? Of course, there's no headsets, and you know, no one's talking. So I see that guy, and I'm thinking, man, this guy, we need to get him. And there's two of us, and the other guys must have left. I don't know where they went. But since they don't use the headsets on the other side, they probably weren't aware that he was there. So I see him. It's like, you know what? We got to go and attack this guy. Well, so much for the missiles. I can't missile him with that stupid smoke. We'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. You know, he's an AGS light tank. One-shot kill possible. Boom. Got him. Just lucky timing for me. They're in our base, but you see this game is already over. It's not even 3 minutes, and this game is literally over. We're just trying to score if we can for ourselves. This is a separate issue in the game. But we're on this guy like white on rice. He drilled him with that missile, and I'm going to finish him with my gun. I just got hammered. I mean, this thing has no armor to speak of. Okay, so here we are at the end of game screen. And then this is common today. I've won 1 game out of 10. It isn't me. It doesn't matter. You know, that's just a completely separate issue with guys stinking up the joint where the game was over in under 3 minutes. I mean, that game was already over probably in about 2 minutes. I wasn't even looking. I was working on what we were doing, as you have to do, and then looking up, and it's like, oh, dude, geez, 12-4, that's not natural, and it isn't. But all we can do is, you do the best you can. I was able to do a couple of thousand damage. I got 2 kills, but the games I've had in this tank have been nothing less than awful. Just game after game after game. So that's a completely separate issue. So I'm still trying to work on, figuring out how to score correctly. Because I've seen guys score 7,000 and 8,000 damage in this thing. And you see a game like that, you're like, well, how is that possible? Well, I had some, good games where I had some missile sniping. That was good. But it's still a mystery. We just got to try and figure this out. But I wanted to give you something to look at that was good, where you could see some positivity. But one of the problems you'll see is that if you're not a missile ace, this tank isn't going to help you in that regard. That gun is okay, but it's not really good. So, whatever. That's really all I can say about that. 3, 2, 1. So this tank is very much a work in progress. Trying to get what you can get, figure out whatever. But it's kind of a mystery. But it's getting better because I had different setups and different equipment that I tried. Trying to fine tune to get whatever. So it's very interesting. It might be a situation where you need to have a platoon of guys to really do your best, at least for myself. I don't know. It's just very weird. So I don't know exactly what to tell you. It's good, but is it good for you is the question. You're the only one who can answer that. The best thing I can say is that you have to score with the missiles. The gun doesn't score very well on its own. It's okay as a gun, but you're not going to kill anybody but a light tank, or come in and finish a guy off maybe. But as a long term, it just doesn't score. But I just thought I would, give you a helpful hand there, and maybe give you some information. I don't know. I can't say that I would think you should necessarily buy this tank. If you have missile tanks, if you're good with missiles, then you can buy it. If you're not good with missiles, don't buy it, because it's not going to change anything. It's slightly different. It drives, handles like a light tank, of course, which is good. But it's just not, universally awesome. I mean, some of the games I've seen in this tank where people scored, it's a head scratch. I'm like, I don't know how this guy really scored in that situation, other than just, it wasn't luck. But it looks like it was luck. I just can't explain it any better than that. So that's what I was trying to, understand. The game that I showed you, that guy scored over 7,000 damage. And he didn't do anything that was really that outstanding or special. But he scored. So, I don't know, just one of those opportunities that occurred. And he knew exactly what he was doing. That's all I could figure. Because it was really outstanding in the scoring, but, he shot a missile at a guy, hit him. And when the missiles hit and do damage, it's great. When they hit and don't do damage, that's not good. So, I switched my missiles from the low-end missile to the high-end 1,000 penetration missile to see if that makes a difference. I killed that AGS guy that you saw with the 1,000 missile. So just, one shot killed him, but I thought he was a one shot kill anyway because he's a very lightweight tank. So, don't know. That's a good question. I'm not really happy with this. The whole point I was trying to do was trying to get the scoring and figure out how to score consistently. And it was hit and miss with that, mostly miss, actually. Had some decent games, had some bad ones. Just depends on how you play it and trying to adjust my equipment to get that to work and match my style. So, pretty good. One of the things that I did that you didn't see in the equipment, not the equipment, the commander, was my commander has the Deadeye skill, which, sets them on fire more often, kills crew more often. So I thought that was probably a good idea because you have, an auto gun. And the auto guns are the best because every shot is another chance to catch fire, etc. The game cheats people with fire. And, anything you can do to magnify your chances of scoring with the game doing its natural programmed, that's just a cheat. That's just what it is, man. It just cheats people with fire. So you'd be crazy not to use the Deadeye. I'd prefer that it didn't cheat people with fire, but it does, and you have to use fire prevention or fire extinguishers and account for the propensity of the game to absolutely cheat players with fire. So I did that, and I don't know, I guess that helped. I haven't played enough games with that to really know for sure. Basically you're going to score with the missiles. The gun itself doesn't score very much. So, I drilled several guys and couldn't kill them with the gun for whatever myriad of reasons. Don't know, doesn't really matter. I learned to live with what is, and if I can understand it, great. If not, it doesn't change the fact that it is. So we live with reality and adjust our behavior if we can to score. So I don't know. It's a real head scratcher. But if you're not good with rockets, this one probably won't change that. That's what I can say. If you're okay with rockets, but you prefer to have a real gun besides a 30 millimeter, like, for example, a WZ-122 has a cannon plus rocket. So it's not all or nothing. And the 30 millimeter gun is okay, but it's just not that great. So, I don't know. It's hard to be more specific than that. But on a buy or don't buy basis, you buy this essentially on the rocketry. And if you can, if you're good with rockets, well then, yeah, it's a keeper. And if you're not good with rockets, it's not going to look good for you. Unless you can improve yourself and learn to be good with rockets. It drives really pretty well. It drives like my other Scorpions, so I can't complain. That part was good. That's all, fairly solid. It just boils down to, can you hit guys with rockets? If your answer is yes, you're going to score. If your answer is sometimes, you're going to score sometimes. If your answer is not very much, well, then you're not going to score very much. You see how it is. It's not going to change anything. It's not revolutionary. It's not. There's no lock-on homing. I had some great shots that I made from long range for sniping, and some that were great and didn't do any damage, and that was completely bogus. So, it's the same as everything else. If it was actually as good as the real world counterpart, it'd be much better. But in this game, the reality is every tank that they make is a mediocre tank and is not as good as the real thing was in its real application. That's just one of the things I've learned, and there's no changing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, learned something from this. I mean, that's really what it's for. You're trying to learn something. And I have more games from this tank, over the weeks as good ones become available, to where we can learn something that's useful to players who have this. And a lot of that will be actually applicable to the Wiesel as well. So it would help a lot if you could leave a like for this video. It would help other people see what's going on. Please tell your friends. That will help them get a chance to see what's going on again, and maybe they'll like and or subscribe. So that's all I can say. So, until, subscriptions go up, there's nothing I can do beyond these videos. I make too many videos already. So I'm just trying to make it, better, more reasonable, and more useful. So thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon, today, maybe tomorrow, or the next day. So enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys later.